Hi everybody, I'm Gaoussou Diawara from Afrodelic, and this is my second vlog, V's vlog number 2. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody who watched the first vlog. Thanks for all the feedback, the comments, the support. And in this one I would like to speak about a new initiative that I started. I've been thinking about it for the last 3 years, but now is the time. And it's an initiative that goes hand in hand with Afrodelic, and that also has to do with my father, Gaoussou Diawara. Gaoussou Diawara was a well-known and respected Malian writer, poet, novelist, author and professor at the University of Mali. He was honored with the French Order of Merit for Culture as well as the National Order of Merit of Mali. He was a winner of the RFI, Radio France Internationale Theatre Prize for L'Aube des Béliers in 1976. Gaoussou Diawara was born in 1940 in Ouelessebougou, in Mali. He studied journalism and literature in the Soviet Union. He discovered theatrical directing in Moscow during an internship at the State Theatre Institute. He also followed an internship at the Brecht Theater in East Berlin. Back in Mali, he was the very first Malian drama professor at the National Institute of Arts, INA, l'Institut National des Arts. Gaoussou Diawara was also president of the Union of Malian Writers and president of the Malian Center of the International Theatre Institute. Later, together with my mother, Teriya Diawara, they started one of the very first private theatre companies in Mali. It was called La Troupe Teriya. They were also one of the very first ones to do theatre plays for children and show them all over Mali. And I even got to act in a few of those theatre plays, and I guess that's where I got my stage bug from, and it's never left me. Yes, so when my father passed away in 2018, with my mother, we visited the family in Mali and in Ouelessebougou, in the village where he was born. And just to basically check on the places and just to see, basically, since my father really left a lot of stuff, a lot of memorabilia from theater costumes and theater pieces, and a lot of books, a whole library, basically a lot of stuff. So we had to go through everything and check what to keep, what to give away to the locals, or what to throw out, basically. And and my father actually always had a dream to set up a culture center there in that village, in that place. And I remember in 2015 when I visited him, he already showed me that place, but he had only started to build something. So I was really surprised in 2018 when we got there that there was a stage, and he had talked to me about the backstage and all this stuff, and basically a lot of the infrastructure was already done. So right there, my mother gave me the idea to basically set up a foundation in honor of my father, and to set up a culture center there, and so that I could basically help local artists and make music and just basically help the locals there. So the idea was born back then, and I've been thinking about it, and as they say, if not now, then when? So I guess now is the time, and since I think this will go hand in hand with Afrodelic, I've set up a foundation. It's called the Teriya Foundation, in French la Foundation Teriya, or in Lithuanian Paramos Fondas Teriya. So basically the main aim of the foundation will be to set up the culture center in Ouelessebougou, in the village where my father was born and where he spent the last years of his life. And as I said, there's a lot of the infrastructure is already there. So the aim is to set up a library, since my father left a lot of books about theater, about literature. And I think to add a section for kids and maybe a section about music, and also make an internet cafe there, so the locals can learn to surf the internet and watch my vlog. And also the idea is to set up a recording studio and a broadcast studio where you can do live streams or just record basically live performances to stream later, and to finish up the stage where he wanted to have performances there. And yeah, so it would be basically a culture center, cultural hub, where local artists could apply for residencies, and they could spend some time there, like a week or a month, to record an album, or for actors to finish a play, or for writers to write a book or something like that. Basically a place, a little oasis where they can create, and where there will be workshops where they can learn about different things, about how to self-release things in the times of internet now, which is not really difficult. Basically, yeah, give them a lot of tutorials and workshops. And at a later time also, it should become a place where people, African cultural lovers from all over the world, will be able to come to that place and stay there, and also have workshops with local basically artists, musicians, and learn how to play percussion, local instruments, and how to dance and sing. And maybe do some excursions around. Yeah, so basically the place is about 80 kilometers from the capital, from Bamako, so it's not far, it's about 1 hour drive, and it's a really beautiful place. And yeah, so we have set up a Contribui page. Contribui is basically the same as Patreon, but it's a Lithuanian startup. So since I'm based in Lithuania, I want to work with my locals here. And so you can check out our Contribui page, and you can become a contributor and help out the foundation to start working and to start setting up the cultural center. So you can donate 3, 5, or 10 euros per month, and yeah, we have some perks ready for you. And when I say we, I mean that I already started getting a team together. So the main project coordinator of the foundation will be Goda Alsita. She's a lover of African music and an enthusiast of Africa, so it's her dream to work She's been to Africa already, so I think she's perfect for this. And we have also started talking about a collaboration with Mali Kelly. It's a Lithuanian brand which does really amazing looking clothing, and they have a zero waste policy. So we're coming up with some ideas with them, what we can give our contributors. Another likely partner will be legendary Lithuanian singer Algirdas Kaušpėdas from the legendary group Antis. And he's a very well-known architect, and him and his wife are also dreaming about visiting Mali, so he has also offered to make the architectural design for the cultural center from what is already there. Of course, I'm sure that we will become more active in next year, in 2022, when I hope then that this whole situation with the pandemic will become better. Yeah, but I think, anyways, it's a good time to start now. This was the last sentence in my father's testament. Je souhaite à tous les bénéficiaires de ces biens beaucoup de courage dans la vie pour semer l'amour et enrichir spirituellement le genre humain. Je demande à Gadia et Victor de rester unis et de s'aider et d'aider les jeunes talents littéraires et artistiques. Gaoussou Diawara, Bamako, le 2 octobre 2013. So, it was his dream to set up the cultural center there and to help local artists, and now it's become my dream, and so you can become part of that.
Aujourd'hui, je reçois le professeur Gaoussou Diawara.
Le domaine du Djali ou la Djalia, c'est le domaine de l'immense connaissance de cette confrérie malienne, parce que c'est l'encyclopédie de la tradition orale. Le vocable, le substantif Djalia est au féminin à cause de l'immensité que comporte ce genre. Et c'est pour cela que j'ai appelé la Djalia, pour exprimer l'univers de cette confrérie qui symbolise à la fois l'identité communautaire, l'identité historique de notre ethnie, de notre peuple, le peuple mandinka. Parce que c'est la mémoire historique, c'est la mémoire communautaire, la Djalia du Mandé. Le Mandé, Mandé, les enfants de la même mère ou la mère patrie.
And yeah, the situation in Mali is really, really difficult right now. Generally, for musicians or for artists, of course for everybody, but for artists, it's really difficult right now. And the story of Mali became independent in 1960 from France, because it was a French colony before that. But so to say, basically until 1991, most of the time Mali was under dictatorship. And yeah, I remember the 80s was really tough. It wasn't easy to be around in Mali. I remember my parents would not get their salaries for like 4 or 5 months, and you would always go to the local shop to get some stuff, and they would write it down, and then my father would get his salary after half a year and then pay all the debts to everybody, and then we would have no money again. And anyways, so it was a really, really like tough time in the 80s in Mali. But in 91, Mali, basically there was a revolution and Mali became a democratic country. And okay. As I said, in 91 there was a revolution in Mali, and it started with a group of activists, including my father, asking for a multi-party system in Mali. But the then dictator Moussa Traoré didn't agree, and so protests began. As far as I know, some of the first underground meetings regarding those protests took part in our house in Ouelessebougou. Yeah, and after the protests started, my father was searched by the Malian army and police, and for a while he couldn't stay at home. He was actually hiding in our neighbor's house next door, and from time to time when the police would come to search our house, he was on the rooftop of our neighbors just watching them, and that they couldn't see him, so Mali style. But anyways, after a bloody revolution in 91, Mali became a democratic country, and the situation started getting better actually, and tourism became a key factor in Mali. And Mali has a lot of riches, especially in culture. So you should check these artists out if you don't know them. Ali Farka Touré, Toumani Diabaté, who have both won Grammy Awards, just like Tinari Wen.
And the Grammy goes to Ali and Toumani. Ali Farka Touré and Toumani Diabaté will go with.
The great Salif Keita, Oumou Sangaré, Rokia Traoré, Vieux Farka Touré, who is the son of Ali Farka Touré, also an amazing guitarist. Habib Koité, who actually taught me some guitar chords when I was a kid. Bassikou Kouyaté, Boubacar Traoré, also known as Kaka, the fantastic Kassé Madi Diabaté, and of course the one and only Fatoumata Diawara. So as I said, the situation was really getting better in Mali, and Mali was actually an example for countries around in terms of democracy. But sadly in 2012, after a rebellion in the north broke out and jihadists took over, there was another coup d'etat in Mali. And the situation has gotten worse since then. Lately there was another coup d'etat, and yeah, it's not good. Mali is not only rich in culture, it's also very rich in minerals. There's a lot of golds and iron and limestone and phosphates and uranium. There's also oil and gas explorations in Mali. But as you can guess, those riches don't trickle down to the locals. Since I know that with Afrodelic I will spend a lot more time, most likely in Mali from now on, I think it's just a good time to start this foundation, and it's a good way just to fulfill the dream that my father had, and just become my dream now. And yeah, you can become part of it, so you can follow us on Instagram, Teriya Foundation, on Facebook. You can follow our activities, and you can become part of it. And stay tuned, stay Afrodelic. And I forgot to tell you that Teriya means friendship in Bambara. Thank you.